1890, the year the Lumberman's Exchange opened, might have been the high water mark of the lumber industry in Stillwater. That year, a record 450 million board feet of lumber came through the St. Croix boom. The results could be seen as a visitor walked around town. The city's population climbed to 13,000. Telephone service came to downtown in 1878, and a decade later the first electric lights. In June 1889, Stillwater began the first electric street railway in Minnesota. So it was not surprising that some investors believed that downtown Stillwater needed a new, first-class office building. Financing it was a different matter, so an application was sent to Washington, D.C., asking that the city be given a new post office, to be located in a building, as they described, which will be large, respectable in appearance, and of importance to the city, in that it will become the home of other enterprises. After income from the post office was assured, the Union Depot and Transfer Company built the exchange in 1890. When completed, it was considered one of the city's finest structures. Equipped with the most modern plumbing, heating, and lighting, it even had an elevator, described as a little slow on the rise. It was a perfect location, since businessmen could step off the train and walk next door to the offices of some of the St. Croix Valley's major lumber companies. The building had 10 large walk-in vaults to keep their cash, stocks, and bonds safe. But there were other conveniences, including a first-class barber shop and a saloon on the first floor. However, in the following decades, the golden age of lumber rapidly declined, as the forests of northern Wisconsin and Minnesota were depleted. Soon after the turn of the century, William Folsom, one of the valley's first pioneers, wrote,
"The business has been a wonderful one. It has enriched many. It has furnished and is still furnishing a means of livelihood for thousands. But it is going rapidly. And like the sands in the hourglass that keep running, ever running on, its day will soon come. And then what?"
In 1914, the boom at Stillwater, that great net that captured and sorted all of the pine driven down the St. Croix River, handled its last log. The Lumberman's Exchange building became the home for lawyers, real estate offices, and insurance firms. However, some old companies, such as Consolidated Lumber, still called this home. Then in 1959, the Hooley family bought the Union Depot and the Lumberman's Exchange. The family had been in the grocery business for several generations and wanted to establish themselves at a prime downtown location. They tore down the depot and in its place built a store, while maintaining an office in the Lumberman's Exchange. The Hooleys joined with business partners in 1968 to create a company called Cub Foods. But that's another story. In recent years, the building has been restored and is now the home of the Water Street Inn.